So before I can get into the meat and potatoes of this particular video, there's three things I need to talk about first. I need to give the backstory for this video. I also need to explain why it says take two in the title. And to draw it all together, I'm going to do just a brief explanation of narcissistic manipulation. I will actually do a full video on that a little bit later on. So the backstory. There's this dude who calls himself TF who's got a little channel, and on that channel he does drawings where he basically copies a drawing of something. So not necessarily original artwork, just copying drawings of whatever. He has got a handful of videos on his channel, but he seems to spend most of his time hanging out on Meghan's channel. So the other night, he did a live stream, and apparently Meghan was in that live stream. And so in that live stream, he showed her how to draw Dumbo. Honestly, I haven't seen that live stream. His channel isn't one that pops up readily anyway, and I've not bothered doing a search for his channel. Just not my thing. Anyway, so he showed Meghan how to do Dumbo, and this became a topic of conversation apparently. So I saw where Mrs. G showed Meghan's Dumbo. I thought it was cute. Wasn't brilliant, but I thought it was cute. And then Meghan ended up doing a live stream, which was well over 2 hours long, which was her ranting about people not liking her Dumbo picture. And of course her friend TF came in on that as well. So there's quite a lot said. I made a video and dropped it earlier today, which was based on that live stream, and it'll all be a bit more clearer as you hear the audio. But there was nothing in that video that could have been considered copyrighted. But the new game that Meghan is playing, which I don't think she realises yet how it's going to backfire on her channel and on the channels of those people who are doing her dirty deeds, so to speak, is that they're going in and making strikes on channels of people that Meghan doesn't like. So today, apparently this TF guy made a strike on Shan's live stream, even though she hadn't even mentioned him and there was no content related to him whatsoever. And then within about 20 minutes of me dropping my Dumbo video, this is a retake of, he made a strike on that, simply because there was an image in there that was his copied attempt at a Dumbo. I've checked all the copyright stuff and I've done the whole copyright school that YouTube make you do, and basically he had no reason to make that strike. But for the moment my video is locked up basically in YouTube jail. And while I could have immediately done a counter strike, I've decided to give him, and I've sent him an email, so I've given him 24 hours to make right. I think that's fair enough. I've never had issues with this guy. I don't even know this guy. So I have contacted YouTube as well, and they do investigate whenever a counter strike is made against someone who makes a strike on video. As part of their policy, they will investigate the channel that made the original strike. So it's in his best interests, really, to simply lift his strike rather than have me pursue further action 24 hours down the track. Anyway, so the reason for take 2 is that I decided rather than wait around for my video to be let out of YouTube jail, I'd just make a new version and I'd just blur out his drawing of Dumbo. But before I proceed with the video, I will explain a little bit about narcissistic manipulation. In the video, or the live stream that Meghan did, where she was going on and on about her Dumbo picture, she was quite skillful in the way she was manipulating TF, and clearly he didn't realise that he was being manipulated. And I've seen her do this before with her subscribers, and they just don't seem to notice what's going on. So instead of just going on about how she felt slighted about people's comments about her Dumbo, she kept turning it around to, well, I don't care because I can't draw. Although there was more to that, and we'll hear that in a minute. And then she'll be like, the thing that upsets me is that TF is such a good drawer and they're being so critical of him and it's all coming back on him. So she was basically using emotional manipulation on TF to try and get him to react to people who are talking about Meghan's elephant. Had nothing to do whatsoever with TF. But he fell for it, hook, line and sinker. And now he's facing losing his channel, because that is one of the things that is quite a likelihood when you falsely use copyright tools against other channels. Anyway, let's get on with the video. I've pixelated TF's Dumbo so that he can't get his knickers in a knot, even though, like I said, he's got no claim. And I've used a blurry image of Meghan's elephant. It's still clear enough for you to see what I'm talking about, but at the same time, I think she realises that she'd be pretty damn stupid to try and make a copyright claim against my channel for this when she's basically copying a well-known image. She's got no leg to stand on. But hey, if she wants to do it, well, she'd be another one getting a second counter-strike. And to be honest, I wouldn't give her a chance like I did with TF.
And I know my drawing was fantastic. I know it was. Sad little lives. They have no lives. Yeah, they have nothing without me, like at all. Period. They don't even know how to like function on themselves. So I mean that shows a lot of their what they have going for them. Nothing. We both know that I'm not going to feel bad over it because I said it 1,000 times. I can't draw. Yeah, like I had fun doing a drawing, and frankly, it was probably one of the easier drawings that TF could have had me do. You know, or I could have said I want to do. I didn't. And TF, we talked about it on the live. He goes, "Is Dumbo your favorite?" I'm like, "No, it's super easy to draw."
And the thing is, people they're gonna make fun of art. Art is subjective. Like, you know, there's people that have drawn. It's not about skill. It's about showing. It's expressing yourself. Like, who cares? Like, if you can't make something that looks realistic, maybe you have other strengths. Like, you know, not everybody can. I can't draw. Like, I mean, I'm not really great at doing like portraits and like complete likeness.
And I was going off of a Dumbo that was a drawing, and sure, I could have sat there and for the next 12 hours made it a perfect my perfect sketch if I'd gone through and did everything like online and everything else. Sure, I could have done that. But if I wanted to, I could have spent 12 hours on a drawing to make it look perfect, and I could have done everything. I did it within 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, and I did the best that I could have done. Like, you all think you could do better? Do better. I would love to see your drawings. Love to see it. TF would love to see it. If someone can draw better than I can, great.
So a few takeaways from that. First of all, according to Meghan, None of us have a life, and none of us have anything going for us. Actually, Meghan, none of us discuss our lives on YouTube because we don't want bullies like you picking our worlds apart. And yeah, we've all got quite a lot going for us. This video, I'll teach you one thing that I've got going for me. And that's one of many, many, many things. So, she's given us a challenge. She's claimed that if she'd have done her drawing over 12 hours, that she could have achieved perfection. She literally said, if I did it in 12 hours, I could have achieved a perfect picture. She's saying that because she only did it in 30 to 40 minutes, that's why it looks like it does. And of course, she's followed up by saying, well, I'd like to see if any of you can do better. And then saying that she'd really like to see what we can actually do. So this one's for you, Meghan. You wanted to see what I could do. You wanted to see if I could do better. Let's give it a go. So while she wasn't perfectly clear with the challenge, I'm going to break it down based on the way she spoke about it. So I think the first challenge that she's offering is, can you do better within a 30 to 40 minute time frame? So I made that my first challenge. Okay, so as far as that goes, after 30 minutes, a little bit of rubbing out and a little bit of redoing here and there, I had at least achieved a fairly solid sketch, done in pencil of course. I then spent another 7 minutes going over the outline very carefully with my Pit Artist pens, so that we had a nice solid ink outline ready to add a little bit of colour. Then, having spent a little over another hour on it, I'd pretty much done all the smaller colour areas, so that the main area left to do was the grey of his body. Meghan said she needed about 12 hours to be able to come up with her perfect dumbo. Mine was finished within roughly 6 hours. There you go, Meghan. Challenge accepted and completed. Sorry, I probably should have mentioned before I actually started this video, I have had a great deal of experience with illustrating. I've done lots and lots of illustrations. So perhaps it was unfair of me to accept the challenge without actually mentioning this first. But thanks. It's been a long time since I've worked on anything that wasn't an original piece of artwork. So it was kind of fun to jump in and goof off a little bit with a dumbo. My message to anyone, though, who thinks that they would really like to try drawing, or who really do enjoy drawing, but they feel that they're not up to scratch. All this kind of thing comes with practice. You can't achieve perfection overnight. Some people are born with a talent, and they have an eye for detail. That gives them an advantage. Doesn't mean you can't achieve what they achieve. You gradually build up your skills over time. It's actually not such a bad thing to learn by copying artwork, like Disney artwork. And never feel discouraged when your artwork doesn't turn out the way you wanted it to. Just stop and take a look at it and decide what it is that you're not happy about. What didn't really work in that piece of artwork. But at the same time, have a look at the positives, the things that you did achieve. When you do your next piece of artwork, think about the things that you weren't happy with and make it your goal to try and improve on them. You might not be able to fix them straight away. It might take you several more attempts before you can perfect whatever it is you're trying to fix. But so long as you don't give up, you'll get there. So there you have it, Meghan, the results of the challenge. The last time I did this video, I actually said some fairly positive things about your drawing. But to be quite honest, I'm just not feeling overly friendly or generous right now. So, yeah, no comments on your drawing. But there you are. You asked for it. You said you wanted to see if we could do better. And you said you looked forward to seeing the results. So here's the results, Meghan. Enjoy.
I begin to wonder